Hey, Liberti Northeast family, Pastor Evan here. I just wanted to give you an update. I know there's a lot of things we're all thinking about, and there's two things in particular that are really on my mind and on our church's mind right now. And these two things, and they're not necessarily in this order, are reopening Liberti Northeast, and second is talking about racial injustice that's going on in our country. I want to talk about each of these things, but first I want to talk to you about reopening Liberti Northeast. First, we miss you a ton. I miss you. I want to gather again. We want to gather again, and nobody wants to reopen Liberti Northeast more than I do. So, as Governor Wolf moved our county into the yellow phase, the leadership and I, along with medical professionals, the Liberty Network, and Klein Life, we're working on a plan to reopen our gathering on Sunday mornings. And we're excited about this, we're really excited about it. I can't provide you all the details of this plan right now, because we don't have them quite yet. But I can give you some insight into what we're thinking. So before I go over exactly what we're thinking, here's some things I want you to keep in mind. Number one, as a reminder, the church is not a building, but a people. Gathering is good and precious, and Jesus said when two or more gather in his name, he's there with us. So we don't want to keep from gathering if we don't have to. We want to be together. Second, though, to keep in mind, the Bible also asks us to honor the government. This isn't a cop-out, it's biblical. So we will honor the request of our authorities, and as Pennsylvania moves to yellow, Philadelphia is still a little bit behind. So we're going to be honoring of what our mayor is asking us, what our governor is asking us. We want to keep all that in mind, but we want to seek to honor Jesus in all this and do what Paul and Peter say in the New Testament and honor our governing authorities. Lastly, we desire to do this as safe as possible. If we're going to reopen, we need to do it safely. So we want to take every precaution necessary before we gather again and in order to gather again. So here's the deal. Starting the end of this month, Liberti Northeast will begin to meet in smaller groups on Sundays. We're working on exact dates for that, exact details. We don't have all that quite yet, but I want you to know, I wanted to give you a heads up that we're looking to meet in smaller groups starting the end of this month. So be looking out for details. I'm going to put them out on email. We'll put them out on social media as the month goes on. But we can say we will be meeting in smaller groups by the end of this month. We will take this slow. We will see how things progress. We'll listen to what's going on the news and talking to authorities and medical professionals, and we'll adjust accordingly. By God's grace, Liberti Northeast will be around for another 30 to 60 years for my kids, for your grandkids. We don't want to do something in the next 30 to 60 days that would ruin our kingdom impact in our neighborhoods for the next 30 to 60 years. We're not going to do it. So we want to take this slow. We want Liberti Northeast to be known as a church in the area that loves God and loves our neighbors. We don't want to be known as a church that opened up our doors too quickly. So we want to do it wisely, but we do want to do it soon. So I wanted to give you a heads up. By the end of this month, we're going to be meeting in smaller groups, and more details will be coming out about that soon. The second and more important thing, I want to talk to you about the racial injustice in our country. It continues to rear its ugly head in our country, in our city, and our world. I'm disappointed and condemn all the violence that's going on with the riots. My heart breaks watching this happen to my city and just kills me inside. And I hate seeing how police officers are being treated in that, how EMTs are being treated in that, how firefighters are being treated in that. I don't like seeing businesses with their windows smashed in. It's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. I'm proud of our citizens for their peaceful protest. I'm proud that they're doing it the right way and they're trying to do it in a loving way. And I'm hurt ultimately and broken by the death of George Floyd and the injustice that takes place toward our black neighbors, friends, and brothers and sisters in Christ. So this week, I spent a lot of time praying about this. I listened to national and local black voices. I cried and prayed with black brothers and sisters in Christ as they shared their brokenness, how they're broken up by this, and they shared their stories with me. And I'm ashamed to say that I've been ignorant and indifferent toward their plight. I just have ignored it. I've been ignorant about it. I've just been indifferent about it. Our city needs healing. Our country needs healing. And only Jesus can do that. Only Jesus can offer that. So after prayerful consideration, listening to the Spirit and talking to our leadership, this Sunday we'll be pausing our Exodus series to address racial injustice from the perspective of the Bible. And your home meetings will also be shaped around praying and talking about this issue too. Liberti Northeast will be the church that we talk about these things. Hard things, we will talk about them. We have to talk about them. We're obligated by God to talk about the hard things and not ignore them. Our black brothers and sisters are listening and watching, and more importantly, God is listening and watching, and we must honor him. So I ask, with everything going on, racial injustice and COVID-19, I ask for your prayers. Pray for our church, pray for our city, pray for our world. And let's continue together to live, speak, and serve as the very presence of Jesus for Northeast Philadelphia. God bless you. Hope to see you soon.